everybody, John12 back here again with another video. Yes, God, it's finally back. Yes, the epic return to Arrow. Yes, today was just a Season 3 premiere of Arrow, and here's just my general review of what just happened, and it was quite badass to say the least. I really don't know what to say other than just continuously saying badass is an understatement because it was just tons and tons of just awesome stuff. It's a good setup for what we can expect for the remainder of this overall season. But today I'll be reviewing the first episode of Season 3, which is titled The Calm. Of course, if you have yet to see the actual episode, then I suggest you going out and actually seeing it, because this review will be containing spoilers. So if you haven't seen the fucking episode, then I'm sorry, go do something with your life, because, you know, we're not helping each other here. Nevertheless, also, side note, Season 2's out on Blu-ray, so if you want the epic battle between good and evil, Deathstroke and Green Arrow, you need to get it now. Get the Blu-ray, it's freaking awesome. Nevertheless, let's get right down to it. The overall plot of the first episode is really awesome. There's like a whole bunch of just various type of subplots that's going around. We have just general setups of like what we can expect for the remainder of this season. You know, we have, you know, Oliver pretty much bringing down crime. We have Felicity and Oliver's relationship going up. You know, we have, you know, all these various types of things that are going on, and everything's kind of awesome. It's very monotone the way the episode continues to go on throughout this one, because, you know, it's peacetime. There's been various months in between last season and this one, so it's expected that, you know, a lot of things have gone on in between the power struggle between Slade and Oliver to, like, obviously bring down all this peace. So it feels kind of just, you know, at times it's like whatever, but overall it's enjoyable. I mean, like, we have a lot of interesting stuff. Nothing really mind blowing, as in like new characters, villain wise, and of course we don't really get to see Ra's al Ghul as I was hoping. I mean, I knew at first we wouldn't really get to see Ra's al Ghul right off the bat. I was hoping we would, but, you know, nevertheless, what are you going to do? It is what it is. But we did get to see the newest, first villain for this season, which is Count Vertigo. This newer version of Count Vertigo I actually like. I didn't really mind him that much. I was never a big fan of Count Vertigo from last season anyway, so it didn't really bother me that they brought in a new Count Vertigo. They even stated in the actual episode himself that the guy who's portraying and using the Vertigo serum is a new Count Vertigo, and that, you know, whether or not he goes to jail is really is not really relevant, seeing as how the Vertigo serum would continue to grow, and there will always be new suitors for the Vertigo name, if you will. So it's really interesting, the fact that I guess we're going to be seeing a lot of Vertigo for the remainder of, you know, Arrow. But other than that, there's just not really any really big threat throughout this episode. Majority of the episode's very lighthearted, which I didn't really expect the majority of this episode to be. I mean, like, I know it's The Calm, so obviously, you know, there's a lot of easy, you know, goings going on. You know, we have a lot of interesting new characters. Obviously, the biggest thing is the Hong Kong flashbacks. Now, I stated this in my last review on Arrow, which was my Season 2 finale review, that I didn't really understand the whole Hong Kong thing. I didn't really get what that was all about. But pretty much, the time between now and the Hong Kong is just 5 years, so I guess we're going to just deal with the remainder of this season's flashbacks to be in Hong Kong. And to be honest, I think it's alright. I mean, like, finally we're off that godforsaken island, you know. I mean, like, it is what it is. But this Hong Kong flashback sequences type of thing doesn't really bother me. I like it. I like the new characters they brought along, you know, like Katana and her husband and family, you know, and, you know, we got Amanda Waller, like, fucking around with Oliver for some reason that we have yet to find out. And, you know, I don't know, I think visually it's pleasing, you know, it's awesome, it looks cool. It looks the way it should be, so, you know, I have no fault with it. The fighting sequences were awesome. It's pretty badass. But nevertheless, besides that, other interestingly new, awesome characters that have come back, who have come on, is, of course, the biggest one, which is Brandon Routh as Ray Palmer. I didn't really expect to see him right off the bat, but you know what? Brandon is a scene stealer. I can honestly say that. Like, every single sequence that he's in is awesome. Like, he's funny, he's entertaining. You know, he ones up all the other characters, especially Oliver, you know, between, you know, the whole board meeting between, you know, Oliver trying to get his company back because he's been using most of his time working as the Arrow. So, you know, there's a whole bunch of conflicts going around, you know, amongst the whole Felicity Oliver relationship status, the status quo, if you will. He's obviously dealing with, oh, well, should I be Oliver? Should I just be the Arrow? Do I really need the company? You know, he's dealing with all this other stuff. But on top of that, Ray Palmer's coming in, and he's like, hey, you don't want to do anything? Well, I'm going to take this shit right off your hands. And personally, I think it's funny, hysterical, and awesome at the same time. I personally love it. I don't know about anybody else, but in the comment section below, let me know what you personally think about that whole scenario. As we all know, Dr. Palmer, he's obviously going to join Team Arrow eventually. It's kind of sad, the fact that we have to wait and see what happens to him, you know? I mean, like, obviously he has big goals for Starling City. He wants to rename it Star City. You know, and he has all these new technologies he wants to bring into the world, so it's really interesting to see how his character will develop throughout the season. But overall, I like it. Brandon Routh, huge plus. He's hands down my favorite new character, and I just can't wait to see whether or not he puts on the costume or gets some powers. I mean, like, we all know that it's going to take some time for that to happen. I just hope it doesn't take too long. And besides that, some new things that we fucking got in this episode. Roy in his full Red Arrow costume. Fuck, it looks awesome. I mean, like, I didn't really expect to see Roy really be a badass in this episode, but he was awesome. Like, he was on the ball. He wasn't a real, you know, little whiny bitch like he was last season, you know, crying over Thea and, like, you know, Oliver and thing. It's like, fucking sack up. You're a superhero now, fucking asshole. But now he's in the shit. He's been doing this. He's been grinding. He's fucking shooting arrows at motherfuckers. He's speedy. He's better than Oliver almost. You know, it's just inevitable that, you know, we're gonna see some real badass Roy Harper sequences. So I'm full on, you know, a fan of Roy now. And plus his costume, fucking awesome. It looks better than Oliver's, in my personal opinion. Nevertheless, that's pretty much the extent of what happened. There was also a whole bunch of other awesome things that we got to see. We got to see some boxing sequences, which was cool. As we all know, Wildcat's going to be featured in this season, so I guess it ties in the whole boxing scenario. So I guess that's also cool. Diggle's a father now, so peacetime plus. You know, it's peacetime plus. Shit's going down. Everybody's happy. People's having kids. Felicity and Oliver are dating now, but not, kinda, I don't know. Once again, it's the CW, the relationship status is always gotta change, and it's always like, it's almost like the Flash now. It just continues to run off the fucking rails, but, you know, we don't care about that. We care about the superhero action stuff, which was awesome. And also, we got another recurring character, Sarah. Sarah's back, the Black Canary. Unfortunately, right at the end, and boom, she dies. Yeah, that's one of the biggest spoilers of the entire episode. I didn't really expect that. I mean, I knew she was going to come back as a recurring character for this season, but I didn't really expect that she would die, like, right off the bat. I mean, first off, I didn't know she was going to be in this episode, and second, I didn't expect her to die. It was a real mindfuck, because first off, you have this scenario where it's like, okay, she's back, but what's the reason of her being back? I mean, like, obviously, there's not really a big threat in Starling City so far, and Oliver has, you know, Roy to back him up, so it's not really like he needs Black Canary anymore. So it's kind of weird. So I guess her death is going to be the catalyst for the major difficulties to come. I like to think the calm basically stands for the calm before the storm, basically. That's what I got out of it, because everything that happens in this episode pretty much sets up what we can expect, and I think this death is pretty much the overall big explanation of, like, why everything's gonna go to shit, you know. And as we all know, Ra's al Ghul is coming to town, and was he the one who killed Sarah? It's hard to say. We did not see the killer. We do know that the person who killed Sarah did use arrows, so it's possible that it was League of Assassins, but who was it? Was it just a random assassin, or was it Ra's al Ghul? Is he actually in Starling City, but like, you know, in the shadows and shit? He's trying to like keep it cool. You know, I'm trying to fuck over Oliver, and then, you know, review himself, kind of like Slade Wilson style. We really don't know. We have to wait and see. But overall, this fucking season 3 premiere, this first episode right off the bat was awesome. It was badass. The music was great. The action was great. Nothing obviously mind-blowing with the exception of the ending. But overall, it was awesome. It was really great. If I had to give it a rating, I give it a good 8.5. And you might be asking yourselves, well, why not a 9 or a 10? You know, you gave Flash Pilot a 9, but, well, that's where the big issue comes in, which I'm sure everybody's going to be talking about from here on out, which is, of course, Flash versus Arrow. We all know that there's going to be huge crossovers. On a side note, Barry Allen was, you know, in this episode, so kudos. It's good to know that chronologically we're all going to be in sync, you know. It's fucking nice. Nevertheless, I'm full on Flash. Don't get me wrong, I love Arrow. This episode was awesome, but was it better than the pilot of The Flash? I can't really say that it was. I mean, like, as much as I like this first episode, I mean, it was pretty awesome. But it wasn't as epic as The Flash. The Flash just has that good comedic, lighthearted, but actual superhero feel to it. And based off what we can expect for the rest of The Flash, we can only see up from there. So, and Arrow, we really don't know where it's going because, you know, we still don't know like how Ra's al Ghul is gonna fit into those situations. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be badass. I'm pretty sure we all know that's what's gonna happen. But I don't know, there's a whole bunch of other really conflicting issues. You know, we have Thea over here, we got Laurel over here, we have a missing Black Canary because she's dead now. It's like, what the fuck's going on? So, obviously, there's a lot of conflictions with this. But overall, I did enjoy the episode. It was badass. It was pretty cool, to say the least. And I cannot wait for next week's episode, which I will be reviewing. Like The Flash, I will be reviewing all of Arrow, because you know what? I missed out on Season 2. I could have reviewed every episode, but I decided not to. And you know what? That's why I'm doing it this time. I'm going to be reviewing every episode till the season finale, which I hope is badass. So, all I can say is, number 1, Ray Palmer, fucking awesome. 2, Red Arrow, awesome. Roy is a badass. 3, can't wait for Ra's al Ghul. 4, who killed, freaking Sarah? I have no idea, but it was pretty good cliffhanger. And, 5, how is this whole Oliver Felicity thing going to end up? I really don't know. I kind of get the feeling, for some reason, I get the feeling that she might die by the end of this season. I know that's kind of going down hard with you, like Felicity Smoke fans. I know you guys love her. I mean, I love her too. She's an awesome character. I love the actress who plays her. Everything's awesome, but I don't know. When I saw this episode, if she dies in this season, I wouldn't, be all that surprised. I just get that feeling for some reason. I mean, come on, it's Ra's al Ghul. This guy is demented. He's the most dangerous person in the DC universe, hands down. He's the fucking leader of the League of Assassins. And he's the master of the world's greatest detective, the Batman. So obviously we can only expect dangerous, epic things to happen with him. So what's the only logical thing? Of course, Felicity's gonna be in fucking trouble. So that's my little speculation of what could happen. But overall, in the comment section below, let me know what you personally thought about this overall episode. Did it live up to all the expectations that you had for season 3? What did you think about all the cliffhangers and all the new characters and new additions? Personally, I loved it all, but in the comment section below, let me know what you personally thought about the overall episode. And of course, what you thought about this review. Subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. And that's going to be it. I've been John Trigger 12. I hope you guys enjoyed.